John, I know we're sitting here in our short sleeve shirts.
Gun show.
With the guns poking out.
Gardener snake here.
And how can we have such great tans already?
I have no job.
So that's pretty much our story. But it's hard to believe we still have lingering effects of our ice storm in Nashville. Aftermath has been the trucks picking up all the unbelievable damage of tree damage, or what we had. People had power outages and such. And what I've been noticing around town are these Ford trucks, the massive fleet of commercial vehicles at Two Rivers Ford. And John, Two Rivers Ford won the national award here in all the United States, our continuous U.S. states, of the greatest commercial lot. So maybe it's a transit service utility van. If you don't know what that is, if you drive one or need one, you know what it is.
I don't know what contiguous is.
Well, there you go. How about a Transit 350 box van? Anything that involves your work, your business, Two Rivers Ford, it is on the lot right now, and you can see it, John, at tworiversford.com.
Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
It's the Second Cup of Joe and John with Joe Elvis and John Dwyer.
Joe!
Here we go, John.
Got to do my readers here. Lindley, my wife, always thought at a four-way stop, everybody approaches a four-way stop, and then everybody takes a turn around the horn like playing spin the bottle.
Right.
Versus east, west, north, south. I almost lost it because I'm like, what are you doing? You need to go. What are your rules? Everybody, it's backed up all four ways. How do you play?
You yield to the right. So if everybody arrives at the same time,
it's not what you do.
A tie goes yield to the right.
Yes, if it's a tie. But if you two cars come up, north and south, they go east and west.
Oh, correct.
They go. They don't go around the horn.
No, you just
She's
have to
been doing that. She's 50. She's smoking, but she's been driving a long time.
Smoking what?
But that's a drug test. But anyway, that really rankled me. That she still, and by the way, she still believes that. So anyway,
you're a tough passenger. You've been a passenger to my car, and it was almost 100 yards, and you're getting thrown out already. So just teach her the ways, calmly, efficiently. Lindley, here's how we do it.
I'm going to find out what our guest does. He knows a lot about road rules and all that thing. By the way, I know you want to plug government cheese.
I've got
Stop
government
pulling
cheese.
your shirt like that.
Look at this. We are worldwide on the www, Second Cup of Joe and John. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, or iHeart, you can see my government cheese shirt, our band celebrating 40 years together. And John announced here today on the Second Cup of Joe and John a new album coming out.
No kidding.
A new album.
New songs?
New songs. Recording in September, August.
Joe, that's fantastic.
Isn't that fun? August 15, we'll be up in Glasgow, Kentucky, The Grove, an outdoor venue. Tickets, GOVT, cheesegupchez.com. And so, new album. Let's mark it right here on this.
I love that. It's amazing is that you've been together 40 years. You're all alive and sober. And you've been the drummer. And I've told this many times that drummers in your ilk will say that you are more than about. You are really, really good.
Well,
but keep the shirt on now. We're not doing the whole shirt like Def Leppard, right? You did have a time or two that you did do that.
Do you want me to take my shirt off now? I told my wife I was going to take my shirt off last time we played, and she said gross.
Hey, we know people. Let's take a spin through Joe and John's Rolodex.
Joe, this will never happen again. It stops on Z. Adam Zocks, veteran endurance sports executive, race director with the Ironman Group. He wrote this, so he's kind of blushing.
That's important stuff.
No, he did. He oversees major events, rock and roll running series, including the St. Jude Rock and Roll Running Series in Nashville. 26 years. I've known him that long.
That's good.
He's
that good.
He's good. Welcome to the Second Cup of Joe and John. Adam, how are you, man?
Great.
Here.
There we go. That didn't happen. 26 years running. I have told people I've been a plotter. I did this in 2000. I did it to get out of running or covering it. I said, I'm not going to get up early and cover it. I'm going to I'm going to get up and run it and participate. And so I got hooked. So did you ever think coming here to Nashville that had never held a marathon that would be sitting here 26 years later and doing this?
No, definitely not. I mean, it's crazy. It really is when you think about how we started, what it was like in those early days of the event, and how much we struggled. Right, we did not take off the way that we thought we would in this event after we did the San Diego event that was so successful in year one, and this one was not quite that. But Nashville is a very different location, different market, different running community. It really didn't exist.
A lot of hills, dude.
A lot of hills, yes. And so people were surprised when they came here what the course was like, but we fought through, and because of great support in this community and from the city and everyone and all the agencies, and it just caught on. People started seeing it. They started understanding what Nashville was like and what it was like to be here. And, before we knew it, a few years later, we're 10,000, 20,000, and, it just took off from there.
And, in that title, I heard Ironman. I heard that, you're used to putting on large events around the country. So you come to Nashville, and I think what ends up resonating in the end, whether you play for the Titans or the Predators or you're in a marathon, people love Nashville. It's a destination city. So as you've grown this race, people are like, oh, man, you got to come run in Nashville.
Right, and that's exactly what happened. It really is. I mean, people started coming to Nashville, and first we had, it used to be called the Country Music Marathon.
Right.
When we started, and then we had a lot of issue with I don't like country music. Right, so people would say, I'm not going to that event, but that's not what the event was only about. It was about music and Nashville and Music City. So, but yeah, people started coming here and seeing what it was like. So, I was race director the first 12 or 13 years of the event. Then I was away from the event for 12 years. And I came back in last year, and so a completely different city, because during that 12-year window, I've only come back to Nashville once. So,
where's home for you?
New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah. So
what did you think of Nashville first time you were here?
I always liked it. I enjoyed every minute that I spent here, and and also the event will always have that special feeling for me, because that first year in 2000 when that race started on time was so important, because in San Diego the first year we had some issues and we started the race late. So my goal,
runners don't like that when you get off schedule. I'm just saying, Joe, you don't like that. So did Government Cheese ever did that ever your manager ever say
go run in the race?
No. God,
start on time.
We would be out there with
we'd be having a cigarette and a Bloody Mary playing on mile 3.
Yeah, but that was the cool thing, is that and we didn't know. And I'm running, and about every other mile there was a band playing at 7 a.m., 7:15, so forth. That's among the things. But Government Cheese never got sucked into playing the Country Music Marathon?
In 2000, when it started, Government Cheese was pretty much, we were done. As a touring band.
Oh, okay.
We toured in the...
You're too good for the event.
No, we're that old. We were in the 80s, 90s. We had some videos on MTV. So there will date you as to how long MTV's been over.
Look up what MTV is, by the way.
John brought up a great part for folks who haven't been to Nashville, who watch us, listen to us around the country and stuff. There's entertainment all along the routes, and whether you're running the marathon, a half marathon, there's a 10K, a 5K, a 1 mile race. You have a kids race, which my kids have run in when they were younger, and a doggy dash. Lots of events, and of course the serious runners like John, who have been in every marathon that there has been. He's going to be in the event, and he runs the 5K now, as he should, but because we are,
coughing and wheezing.
Describe race day. Describe what, and folks listening to this, you don't run. You can just come out and be a part of it and watch it along the route. The routes are published where you can see the entire route at runrockandroll.com, and you can register there as well. But describe the route of the race.
Well, we hit all areas of Nashville is what we do. Like the start line for the half marathon is on Broadway at 8th. The 5K, 10K starts Broadway.
The bars are just emptying out.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. When we get out, and you asked about describe race day, we're out there by 2:30 a.m. Right, so we're starting as everyone's leaving the bars and going back to their homes and hotels. We've seen plenty on the streets when we're starting to build.
Do tell.
That's great.
A couple years ago, I was out there, and girl walks by and said, "You're a really good looking guy." I was like, "Oh, okay, thank you. That's nice."
Whoa,
There
a
we
little
go.
scratch and dent sale, and she's seeing you. So what'd you do? No, just
I kept working. But yeah, so we're out there super early. But we hit Music Row. We run right by this building here, and Belmont Boulevard and 12th South, and then back Music Row, Division Street, and the Gulch area. And then again, in 2000, the Gulch was nothing. There was
you
nothing
needed
there.
security to run through there. Yeah,
It was scary when we were doing our course tours and so forth. And East Nashville is different, so we hit everywhere.
How do you choose the routes, and do they change every year?
We try not to. The route has seen a bunch of adjustments over the years, but it's never had a wholesale change. It's really been basically the same and pretty consistent throughout. We hit the highlights of the areas. Start line has moved. We used to start on West End at Centennial Park. We've always finished in Nissan Stadium, but otherwise we've made some adjustments due to different factors: construction, things going on, roads being closed, new things being built. We make some changes, but overall the course has been pretty steady.
Wow.
Common sense would tell you not to look to Joe and John for this, but time for life lessons from Joe and John.
What's interesting is running all these major events. How much? I don't think you're an avid runner, or correct me here, or maybe you are. I just don't. You don't have time when you're here, so I don't know. You can tell me you've been in the Olympics, and I'm going to look like an idiot.
I've been to the Olympics, but I've never run in the Olympics. I ran when I was younger in high school. I ran track and field for a couple of years, and then I was a recreational runner at that time. I've run one marathon, New York City, one year, and that was my one. I've run a bunch of halves, but I don't run now much anymore because I'm just too old, and it's tough. But yeah, it was a sport that I enjoyed, and it was great, and a sport that I enjoyed being part of from the production side as well. But that's why the reason I ran the New York City that one year is that I needed to see a marathon experience from the other side, and what it was like, what it meant, and what it felt like from a run. My wife has run like 8 or 9 marathons, so she was part of it, and so I saw what it was like for her. But I really felt it was important for me to get that experience and know what it was like for the training, for what race day is like on that side of the equation.
And we've been talking, a high kind of 10,000 foot level. What's it? 26.3, the full?
6.2.
Oh my gosh! That's just
Do
brutally
your homework.
Brutally ridiculous. A half marathon or even the 10K. That's a lot. 5K is punishing for me. So that's a lot of talk for anyone listening. But you can walk. There's a walk if you just want to be a part of this event and enjoy all the greatness of the entertainment and the city and the crowds and have fun. Talk about folks that just can walk in part of this.
Yeah, this event is for the masses. This is not for the people running the 2:15 marathon. That's our less than 1% of our audience. Right? It's all about the everyday runner who's coming out here to achieve a goal and to do something for charity, to run for St. Jude, whatever they may be doing. You can do a run part of it, walk part of it, but it's really out there to enjoy the experience, enjoy the community and the surroundings here in Nashville. This is a city and a community that really gets behind the event. There's spectators everywhere. And, that's that. And as you said, the entertainment that we put out on the course is part of it. And we want you to come out here and enjoy your race.
And I think that's important point to emphasize. Just be a part of it and participate. There's going to be the runners that are going to be clocking the times and doing what they do. But
getting in the wrong corrals and not knowing that and backing up the race and all the things. Joe, you with your baby stroller out in the front going,
thanks, John.
What am I doing? I'm not getting in the way. Life lessons.
Really positive.
Is what we're getting back to is what, did you know, so you're an event producer. There's a lot of moving parts. Did you know, where'd you go to school?
I went to William & Mary.
Okay. And then did you know that you were going to go into some marketing or management or event planning, or what did you do?
Great question. And no, I did not.
Okay.
When I started school, I thought I was going to I knew I wanted to be in sports, right, in some capacity. So I started in sports medicine, one class of bio, and I was done. That was it. So then I transitioned over. I was an English major, actually, and my goal was to be a sports writer.
Okay.
And I wrote for papers in the Williamsburg area. And I covered high school sports
that's
at that
cool.
time. And so that's how I saw what sports, at that side as well, and be involved with the athletics and talk to the players and coaches and so forth. And then the summer before my senior year of college, I got an internship with the New York Giants football.
Hey.
And I worked for them for half the summer, and then the second half of the summer.
What year was that?
It was the 86.
Okay, so
the year before they won the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Bill Sims?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
Mark
it was
Bavaro, Phil McConkey.
It was a Super Bowl where Jeff Rutledge ended up playing, I think, because Sims got hurt.
Jeff Rutledge, NBA coach. Yeah.
There you go.
So had that, and then the second half of that summer, I got an internship with Foot Locker in their sports marketing department, and that's what started the.
Did you have to wear the jersey? Did you have to wear the referee jersey?
I did
okay.
not.
No, okay.
Good for you. Yeah, you went to William and Mary. I ain't wearing no jersey. Come on,
I'm not doing that. Well, that was through Foot Locker. I got my introduction to elite racing, which is where I ended up.
Fantastic.
Look at this. See, a doer, indomitable spirit. He knew what he wanted. He started, and now I think that Adam could have an office right here.
I think I know that they're impressed with it. We're talking about eSpaces.
Yes.
It's on Music Row, which is where our home of Second Cup of Joe and John. And it's beautiful. A lot of natural light. We are actually in an office that is interior because we don't need the natural light. No. But if you're looking for that, great amenities, working space, holding a board meeting, anything you need like that, this is the place to go. And there's a lot of options, Joe. We're on Music Row, but eSpaces is a lot of different places. That's a good slogan, by the way. They may have to use that.
I like that. Locations in Nashville, Music Row, Midtown, Green Hills, Burton Hills, and the Nations. Come find your perfect office space to grow at eSpaces. Also in Knoxville, Atlanta, and Orlando. Get your appointment, espaces.com.
Rapid fire. Pew, 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 pew.
Adam's like, what have I done? What have I got myself into?
Like
quick questions,
like
quick
a Foot Locker
answers.
intro.
Here we go. What do you got, Joe?
Last book you read?
Ooh, that's a bad question.
English. I was going to be an English major. I wrote for sports.
I stopped reading back then.
Okay, how about this? We'll change it to last show you binge watched.
Oh, The Pit.
And that's the real life medical thing that it creeps me out because it's real. I don't want to see. I want drama. I need
Season 1 I binge watched. Season 2 I've been watching regularly, and it's
really
Intense.
good.
It's good.
Yes.
Wow.
Teenage celebrity crush.
Wow. I can't think back that far. It's been too long since.
All right, name a poster that was on your bedroom.
There you go.
That'd be Yes, the band.
Fragile Yes, right? Nice. Ian Anderson, do I have that right?
John Anderson. Ian Anderson was Jethro Tull.
Alan White on the drums. The guy's voice was unreal, but still alive.
And he can still do it.
Great band. Yeah. Yes, I like that. We have not had a band. It's usually Farrah Fawcett is the answer.
I was a music guy. I mean, I play guitar a little bit, and I'd love to be in your band.
Well, thank you. August 15, The Grove, Glasgow, Kentucky. Come on out. Adam, if you could be anywhere, where would it be?
I think love to be in Hawaii.
Have you done have you been part of that series out there? Right. Takes you work.
I've never been to Ironman World Championship.
Really?
Because I only work on the rock and roll events. I don't work on the Ironman events exclusively. I've been to Hawaii a bunch of times, but I would love to be able to bring my family now to Hawaii, my kids, and bring them all out there.
Sure.
Dead or alive, name 2 or 3 all-time dinner guests that you would like to have.
John Lennon.
Okay.
Number 1. Who would be on the sports side? Maybe Bjorn Borg. I grew up on tennis.
Great.
Okay.
And most recently, I've got to go hockey. So one of the Rangers, maybe Rick Nash, or someone from the
That's
hockey
a great
world.
trilogy of categories there to choose from.
Yeah, because hockey, it's an interesting story also, is that when I started working here back in 2000, I was always offered tickets for the Predators. No interest. 0 interest. I didn't know anything about hockey, didn't watch hockey, didn't follow hockey, nothing. Ended up, my son started playing hockey. Now that's all I do and watch.
He's really good. I think I saw you on the Facebook, and I think you bragged about him.
I did.
He's a captain and all that. Yeah. Did your sons play hockey?
No.
They
no,
didn't.
no, no.
At Brentwood?
Baseball, basketball.
Okay.
My son
Wrestling.
Joey curses us at wrestling. I should have played hockey, Dad. She had me on skates at 4 because we go to the Preds games. Love it.
It's a great sport.
Isn't
it? Really
it?
is.
How many kids do you have?
I have 2.
2. Best tip on being a parent.
Just patience, patience, and understanding, and also just commitment to them. I mean, that's the hardest. The hardest part for me is I travel a lot and I'm away, and I hate being away. I just hate being away. I mean, just always being communicate with the kids and be there for them. I'll take a red eye any day to make sure I'm getting back home.
Right.
Which you're going to do right after this. Final question: what is your go-to running song or a go-to song?
Good.
You're a music guy. It's hard to narrow it down.
It's hard to narrow it down, but for running, I would say, Hotel California always works.
Live
Eagles.
version or
No, original.
original? Okay,
version.
Joe, do you have a go-to song that you love? I've never asked you. Sorry, Adam, as I interview the co-host
That's
that I
fine.
know so
Yes,
well.
I'd like
let's
to hear
talk
that.
to each other some more, Jonathan.
That's really good.
I always liked something that gets inspired is Pat Travers, Boom Boom Out Goes the Lights. That's off a live album.
Deep
and it's
cut, nice.
on fire once it kicks out with the great Tommy Aldridge on drums. Bang, bang, and it's just off and running. What was yours?
Mine is Roll with the Changes, REO Speedwagon.
Okay.
If I need a little push, a little oomph, a little final on the 6.2 or 3.1, that's what I do.
I like that.
Yeah, that's good. Let's do this. Joe, I love Two Rivers Ford. You and I both drive Mustang GTs. We both got them there.
In the garage right now.
Mine is it's so sweet. And what I like about it is the experience I had. I've bought different cars, frankly, at different Ford dealerships around town.
Well, your family's owned Ford dealers for generations.
3 generations. So I've got a Mustang in my DNA. My mom, man, was that ashtray full. She was putting but the top was down.
Yeah.
And I love it. But I love the fact that it's family owned since 1983. It's in Mount Juliet, just about 7-8 miles east of the airport. No commission. They treat you right. It is different. So, and they've got all the EVs and stuff. And, I know, by the way, ours drinks a little bit of fuel. I don't know if you've noticed that, but I don't care. I love my I love my Two Rivers Ford.
That 5.0 power, it can drink all it wants. And your pictures are great when you were little. Fords all around you. Yeah. Those early Mustangs. Oh, you should have hung on to one of them. You can see all this. The best selling truck in America is the Ford 150 right there at tworiversford.com. Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
Joe and John have come to the fork in the road.
I've got one. Go. I'm going to go you and then Adam. Fork in the road. We're talking about marathons. John ran the 26.2 for forever.
Have I taken the wrong route?
No, the back course. He tells the story of the house. He found his first house from running and practicing and ran by it and saw a for sale sign, bought his house.
It doesn't go by there anymore. I'm a little bitter. It doesn't go down to 14th in East Nashville and take a right and then a left on Fatherland. Some of the runners thought that the hill on Fatherland was too hard. You know what? It's a marathon. It should be hard. So
and then it would snake through Shelby Park. And tell us about your favorite vendor at that turn at Shelby Park.
First year 2000, back in the just the back part of you're far away from the finish line. It's the 23rd mile marker, I think, and there's nobody back there. And there's a guy who, instead of handing out oranges, because we were new to the marathon, we didn't know how to be as a crowd. Did you hand out salt? Do you hand out licorice? This guy was back there, and he knew what he was doing. He was handing out cartons of cigarettes and beef jerky.
That's the one.
And it made me laugh so hard. It was just this sight gag. It got me home. So anyway.
So the challenges from 2000 to current day 2026, it's so different now. It's so well planned. You have so much music. I guess maybe hone in a little our earlier conversation. Talk about where some of the bands are configured, I guess, is this thought out in advance, and just some of the things that folks will see as they do run through the race.
Yeah, so the bands on the course are spread out. We try to make it as evenly as possible, so you're continually getting something else that's taking your attention away
From the pain.
And the pain, exactly. I mean, that's exactly what I was going to say. So
pain is weakness leaving the body,
there you go.
Adam, as
Yes.
I've seen on many T-shirts.
So, between the bands and the water stations and the spectators who are out there who are doing everything in their neighborhoods, we just want to continuously have some activity that's helping you enjoy the experience as much as possible. And also, band and locations where we pass a location twice, we go out and back, put a stage there so it doubles, right? So you get as much bang for
2
your
for
buck
1
as you can. So instead of having 24 passes on a 26-mile course, you have like 30 to 35. So we can give as much as possible throughout the race. And we try to mix it up with different types. It's all different types of music. We've changed it up over the years. It used to be all live music. Now we have DJs because they can just keep going all day with no breaks, right? Bands need breaks, and then you get that group of runners go by them when the band's on break and they're not getting live music, and they're like, "Well, how can I didn't see any live music?" It's like, well, that's not true, but yes, you did see some breaks.
Good for you.
So we just you try to adjust to make the event the best it can be.
Well, if folks hear this past the April 25th date, 25th is when the big race is, and you need volunteers. So can people hit that runrockandroll.com and find a volunteer position? You need a lot of volunteers and help.
Yes, exactly. Go to the website, and we have 1,500 volunteers.
Great.
Working with us throughout the weekend. Nashville Sports Council works with us to help recruit and manage all the volunteers. But volunteers are at the expo for the 2 days before the event, where you go and get your race number and get ready for your event. And then on the course at every water station, there's like 50 volunteers at each water station. We have to take care of our runners, especially in Nashville where weather is all over the place and it's usually hot. Right. So we have to be fully prepared, and then at the finish line, start line. So it's a lot of people out there, and volunteers are 95% local community. So it's their way, like you keep saying, anyone can be involved in this event, and they really can.
And John, my final question on the race itself. My kids ran in it. You have the kids race. Great idea. Because they see the stadium. They're looking around. Many of them haven't even been downtown yet. Right. And it's such a capacity. And talk about, you have your doggy dash too. Just talk about those two components.
Yeah, the kids race was great. It's such a big piece of the event also. And there was a time when we had 5,000 kids participating in the event. It's not quite that big anymore, but we want to get it back there. And, but that's our future runners, right? We want to get them active and involved in the sport. If it's not going to be this sport, then it's another sport. We want them to be active. So that's why we have our kids event. And then the doggy dash, which is others' favorite, not mine personally.
The cleanup is it's hard to get volunteers for that, I'm sure.
Cleanup aisle too.
But people love it, and it's fun. It's a fun added element.
There you go.
You gotta wear shades.
Well, the future is bright. It started in 2000, and then the best thing you did in, I think, 2002 is add the half, because anybody that runs 3 days a week, 3 miles, can do a half marathon. Joe, did you walk or run? Or
5K is as far as I have ever gone.
Yeah, but went from 4,000 runners to 30,000. You created an event in Nashville on a weekend that typically your hotel nights, the economic drive, the interview, right? And by the way, putting on a marathon, besides having all the street closures, the stadium, the course is built. Unfortunately, you just told me, as your future is bright, is even today you have to work with, as the city changes, construction that you thought was going to happen. Joe, they had to change the course. And that's when it is a Boston Marathon qualifying. You can't be 26.25, right? I mean, so people don't know all the kind of things you have to deal with up until you can't control the weather.
Right. Yeah. Now, this year was an interesting one preparing for the event. We were told several months ago that Woodland Street Bridge would be under construction and we could not use it.
Oh, great.
That is a huge thing to come back. Oh, my God.
Well, that's your connector from the city to the east side.
Exactly.
Oh, by the way, Adam.
4 distances.
Find another way.
Come over that bridge. So we started working on a new route that was... We're going to use the
Korean veterans.
No, it was not James Robertson, but the next one up, Jefferson
Okay.
Bridge, and then come down first. And then a few weeks later, we're like, well, it looks like we should be okay. We have a lane for you. And then
no harm, no foul.
So we abandoned that, and then Bicentennial Mall was going under a maintenance project, and we'd run through Bicentennial Mall for 25 years. So we started working on a route that takes you around there, which was really tricky to make that work. And we did it. We have it. So we are not running through Bicentennial Mall this year. I drove through Bicentennial Mall today. The roads are wide open.
No, they're wide open. Psych.
Oh, man.
I want to end with this. I think of one inspirational story, because you have many, but mine, I didn't ever think I could qualify for Boston. And I had to, at the time, Joe, you had to run a 3-hour, 30-minute marathon or less to qualify for an age group, 40 to 44. I never thought I could do it. I ran 3:28 that day.
Yes.
My point to all that is never put, don't put standards on yourself. Always, you can do more than you. I put chains on. I said I couldn't do it, and that day it happened. So don't put limits on yourself. And was my lesson. Now to qualify for that, Joe, how fast people have gotten, you have to run a 3:05 to be 40 to 44. There ain't no way. I can't drive that. No. So that's me buying time for you to tell a quick story on an inspirational, something that you take away from.
Well, every year, there's 25,000 stories of why people are doing this, why they're running, and we've seen it all, right? But I think just in the last few weeks, 18 years ago, my wife comes to town and runs the half marathon here. This is just like 3 months after my first child was born, and I'm holding him, waiting for her at the finish line.
Hey, wait. She's running.
3
months after giving birth, and you're complaining about holding your child.
Yes. I'm not complaining. Okay. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that's what I was doing. But just to be able to hold him, waiting for her to finish this race and come to the finish line. A few weeks ago, Matthew, my son, says to me, "Can you get me into the race in Nashville? I want to run the half marathon."
Good.
Aww.
And I'm not sure. I don't think he's quite ready right now to do it, but he's going to do it soon.
Is there an age limit to get in a race?
Half marathon, you have to be 12, I think.
Dang.
12, right? Yeah.
That's young enough.
18 for the marathon, 12 for the half. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's definitely old enough, and it's, I love the fact that he has the interest, and he's always had the commitment, but he'll
be fine. He'll be fine.
Well, and as John said, this is a Boston Marathon qualifier, so you're going to have the top guys. You're going to have a guy from Zimbabwe that's going to run it in an hour 20, but the rest of us can enjoy being a walker or just being part of it. And again, we'll give you that address, runrockandroll.com. You want to volunteer, you want to be a part of it, you want to take your kids, find out info about the Doggy Dash. Congratulations. I mean, so many moving parts, Adam, and you've mastered them. Congrats.
Thank you. It's been great. The first winner in 2000, because I ran it in 4 plus hours, didn't matter, hit the wall at 20 on the Woodland Street Bridge. I'm still mentally scarred. The winner was from Kenya, Zimbabwe, something. I don't know. There's been a revolution. I don't know.
80 pounds.
He didn't even cast his own shadow. And John Bork, who is our sports reporter, interviewed him afterwards. And his first comment was, when he finished, he said, "Excuse me, can I get a cup of coffee?"
Oh, no. Oh,
that was taunting.
Wow.
Man, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So anyway, Adam, I'm glad we could hook up. Congratulations. I'm glad you're back in Nashville. It's a great event. It's added a lot of luster and great memories. We're a great 3-night town. Don't stay 5, but stay 3 for a marathon. And by the way, marathoners, after the race, we like to have a beverage.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's a weekend of activities and fun in Nashville, and that's what we want to keep this going for many years to come.
Well, congratulations, Adam. And for you and your young family growing, may God bless you and keep you, and continued success in all of your leadership.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks for being on the Second Cup of Joe and John.
It's the second
I just
cup
wanted
of
a pregnant pause to honor that his
as
wife
their
was.
guests expound on any and all
that makes
topics
no sense.
Dramatic.
within the realm of decency. Want to be a sponsor? Let a TV and radio guy help build your business. Email the show, secondcupofjoeandjohn@gmail.com. Now, hold on tight and grab another second cup of Joe and John.